All right, y'all. Hey, welcome to TZL Unprescripted. That's TZL, that's short for the Zoloft. You know that YouTube doesn't like me putting up these videos. That's why they do. You haven't seen like me do like the Zoloft in a while because YouTube deletes them when they go up. So I'm kind of doing like the TZL Unprescripted on the down low. They keep me under the radar anyway, but I'm trying to do this one really under the radar. Hopefully my homies who are really down with Bronze Serpent Media will still seek me out and catch my take on what's going on in the news. All right. That being said, thank you guys for y'all who are showing up. I got to try to stay focused. So forgive me if I'm not as doing the hosting and like say, hey, what's up to everybody? But I thank you guys for showing up and popping in. But let's take a look at what's going on in the news. We saw what's this nonsense that I saw? I saw that Joy Reid on the Columbus police shooting, and of course, our prayers for shalom for all those involved in this. Of course, we're not going to solve this by overlooking things and trying to make excuses, and excusing certain behavior and stuff like that. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty of this. We got to face some real facts. We gotta be real about these things, because this kind of trying to cover this up and then assuming that this one-sided view of justice is what's going to solve things, and whatever this justice that they think they want is not going to be fulfilling. It's not leading us to a good place. And so I pray for the Lord's peace and truth on these things so people can get the proper perspective on this stuff, and we don't keep continuing to embolden this stuff that's getting people hurt. So at any rate, we see Joy Reid on Columbus police shooting. I remember teachers diffusing fights. That's what she says. I remember teachers diffuse fights. I don't know what that has to do anything, because as far as I can see, this incident didn't even take place at school. It looked like it was on a school camp. Was it homeschool? I don't know. Was that what a police shooting? So I don't know if her comment on that is relevant. And also Reid, I'm pretty sure that it's against the rule to bring a knife to school. So if you saw knife, wielding at school, I can guarantee you that kid most likely broke the rules, despite school supposing to be a knife-free zone. In the school supposed to be a knife-free zone. And also, when a kid, you say that a teacher was just, I guess, was able to execute like some sort of Jedi mind trick and make the kid, put the knife down or whichever. It's like the teacher just went out there and told this hot-headed kid to put a knife down. Hey, whichever. Okay, I believe you, but they'll obey that command to put the knife down while their temper is running hot, but they're not going to just simply obey the rule to not bring a knife in the first place. So it's but like I said, I digress. People are going to bring weapons to school, meaning that you are unwittingly admitting that people break the rules and they bring weapons to school. So you got to make sure that you have the means to stop them. And like I said, the environment is not always the same. The generations ain't always the same. It's like maybe the kids that you remember back in their day, it was a little bit something different. It's like they might bring a knife to school, and the teacher's like, hey, you might want to put that knife down because you got a parent that's going, if they find out about this, they're going to beat your behind. I don't know what we got today. It's like we got these parents like, oh, your parents are going to give you time out or something like that. It's like, no. You might, it's like, that ain't gonna work. They're gonna take away your privileges and all that sort of stuff. I remember my mom used to tell me, it's like, look, it's better me whooping your behind than the police or prison inmate. Okay, so I don't know if we got kids that are that are dealing with stuff like that right now. So back then, a teacher might be able to say, you might want to put that down before I call your mama, before I call your daddy, whichever. Well, probably more likely I'm gonna call your mom, but so those dynamics were probably a little bit different than, the way that we remember back in those times. And but at any rate, while we got people like Joy Reid and these other, nuts, who make apologies for this, behavior that's just really contributing to just so much, not, just these tragedies, man, just straight up these tragedies that these people are committing. Now, in this, her and people who think like her, they're coming at, this police officer, right? Now, I noticed None of these hypocrites say anything about the black dude who's coming and kicking the black, the beautiful black queen. Is it the girl? There's another girl. This beautiful black queen is thrown to the ground, falls to the ground, and dude is kicking her, right? Oh, is that okay? I guess the boy in the hoodie is just a stellar example of manhood to them. I mean, he's just a prince among men, right? So, the black dude kicking the black girl while she's on the ground, that's okay. I mean, but we're talking about liberals here. They're okay with black dudes dressing up as women and going in and beating up on women. They're okay with that. Okay, so this is just fine. I mean, black folks supposed to respect black folks and respect women, but this black dude is gonna kick this black girl while she's on the ground. That's okay. But a black girl who's getting ready to stab, another black girl, cop comes in and has to shoot her because he's about to stab her, right? The cop is the bad guy. Okay. All right. And it's weird because you'll have, they're going to make excuses for her. Like she's this naive teenager, right? She doesn't know any better. She's just a sweet girl. Like looking at her TikTok, but she's just a sweet girl and all that sort of stuff, And I'm so sorry that it had to go down like this, but it goes down like this because of all the excuses and the denial. You people who keep making these excuses and this now, you getting the people that you claim to care about killed is what you're doing. You are the biggest liability to these people. It's you, right? So, while you making it, claiming like she's just this naive teenager who don't know any better, it's like, it's weird how, they'll make excuses for them being young and naive and stuff like that, with, even though they're about to kill somebody with a knife, they don't know any better, but they can be fully woken and devoid of naivete when it comes to like, taking that unborn child in and getting an abortion. Oh, they got all their faculties then. They're just as wise as anybody else. That's a decision that they can make just as well as any adult could. Any worldly adult, they could do that. That's that kind of hypocrisy and that kind of yeah, I'm struggling to find words for it. It's ridiculous because this kind of stuff is why, this state of discontent just constantly haunts these people. I mean, this girl is, they don't see this girl wielding this knife as deadly. She's not deadly as far as they're concerned, but a person like Kyle Rittenhouse is more terrifying to them than flipping global warming, right? It's just like the selective outrage is just ridiculous to me. And speaking of which, then you got this nut, LeBron James. LeBron James is he's out there attempting to explain why he deleted the "you're next" tweet. That sounds kind of ominous, LeBron. You're next. Okay, so LeBron James is saying to this cop, "You're next." I mean, but dude, according to LeBron's race baiting, fear mongering narrative, wouldn't LeBron James be next? Who are you to tell this cop that he's next? According to you, according to the narrative that you're helping to promote with all this SJW nonsense, the reality, well, not reality, but according to your narrative, the one who would be next is you. Actually, but it's not going to be LeBron because LeBron James is rich and protected. A privilege that's supposed to be afforded to only whites, but we don't expect these people to be consistent now, do we? So now, I mean, I'm trying to understand. Hey, LeBron, so why all the butthurt, man? Why all the butthurt about white cops killing blacks? Right? I mean, why is that? What's the matter, man? You don't want black folks to have the competition? I'm just asking. You don't seem to have any hangups about blacks killing blacks, which is more blacks actually die by the hand of other blacks than anybody else. So I mean, is it that you want black folks to hold the championship title on killing blacks? I mean, so it's like when a white cop shoots a black person, you call foul, but when it's another black person that shoots a black person, and you're like, he shoots, he scores, hey, yay. So I mean, yay, way to go, black man, and make sure you keep the lead over white folks killing black folks. That makes no sense. It's quite goofy. So it's sad, man, because with this attitude that he has, basically, he's showing that he prefers. It's like, dude, you prefer black folks killing other black folks. In this instance that you're talking about here, dude, it is evident that you would have preferred that the black female killed the other black female. You prefer that, dude. It's obvious. Don't try to make excuses or try to skirt your way around it. That is obvious, is that you would have preferred, because she was about to kill her and she got killed in the process. But you would have preferred it, that black female killed that other black female, right? So not only would that black female would have lost her life, the perpetrator herself, her life would have been destroyed, right? So let's just say, she wasn't shot in the process, but she gonna most likely probably tried as an adult, maybe. I mean, unless you're gonna have a bunch of people out there making making excuses for her so she doesn't have to get tried, or doesn't have to face that kind of a sentence, another disservice that you would do. But her life would have been, she would have killed the woman, and her life would have been destroyed as well. That's two lives destroyed. One who's got her life taken away, and another one's going to have her time taken away. But that's what you would have preferred, right? You would have preferred that. But at least by the cops' actions, at least one of those lives was saved. Instead of two lives being destroyed, one life was at least saved. But you don't look at that. You're not looking. All you see is an innocent black girl just because she's black, right? Just because she's black, that she's exonerated just because of that, and because the cop is white, he's guilty. Dude, you are a racist and a bigot. All right, it's it's like you guys want, what is it that you want? You want this petulant exercise of white people feeling the same way? Man, that ain't strength, man. That ain't justice. If you really hate racism and you hate bigotry, because I know I do, you don't wish it on anybody else, and it's not this thing of where you want somebody else to know what it's like. Lesson ain't gonna get taught that way. All right. So and I understand this. Well, Zo, aren't you like all about the Old Testament and stuff like that, and eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth? Yeah, actually I am. Right? I am that way. There's a due process to that, though. And what you're doing right now, this ain't due process, man. The stuff that you're promoting out there in the culture, there's no due process to this. You're gonna make sure that it's like you guys are promoting a narrative where people are guilty, and forget about even being proven innocent, just guilty right off the bat. Right? You make these demands like you want body cams and stuff like that. You're gonna read whatever that you want to read. You'll believe whatever you want, your truth. And so a person could have body cams, man. They can have body cams all day. That stuff don't matter. You can look at the evidence and still be in denial about it. So it just goes to show that it's not the truth that you guys want. It's not justice that you guys want. You guys just have this fetish for vengeance and a whole bunch of other issues that are playing into this, and insecurities that you're wanting everybody else to be subject to. So this stuff is it's a useless exercise that we're having to be dragged into, and it's a sad part of this exercise that it ain't making us any stronger, man. Exercise supposed to make you strong. These exercises are making people weak, dude. At any rate, let's move on to something else, man. What else did I see? We got Latin American vaccine tourists flock to Texas for coveted COVID jabs. Man, why would anybody? Man, unfortunately, you got people out there coveting this stuff. It's like they want to get their jab. I want to get my vaccine. Right? They want to get their. Oh my goodness. Okay, check it out, man. So you notice, like, there's, I guess, all this money in to make sure that there's going to be this supply of vaccines. So we want to make sure that everybody gets vaccinated. Everybody needs to get that. Why? Why does everybody need? Why is there an emergency to get everybody vaccinated? Didn't the science say, even from the left-wing narrative, isn't the science say that it's the elderly, and people with like health issues like diabetes or obesity and stuff like that? Aren't these the ones who really need it? So why does there have to be this big outpour outlet of vaccines, and everybody needs to get it when it's been pretty much proven most of the population don't need it. It's like you don't really need it for the young and for the children and stuff like that. People are pretty much healthy. You don't even need a vaccine for these people. And it's not even and because you're not really showing symptoms, you can't really say that it's transmittable, right? So why all these vaccines need to be made, and pushing all this fear mongering and stuff like that is ridiculous. You got Biden out there talking about, like he's going to spend all this money for it as if it's a gift. It's not, man. The people are being charged for this. This ain't no flipping gift, right? The people are being controlled. This control vid, man. And because I said that, YouTube is going to probably pull this video down because that's what they be looking for. You say anything about COVID, that's against their narrative, and they pull your stuff down, right? It's what they do with my Zoloft videos. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, man, this whole thing is a joke. You got to have all these vaccines for when they already said that, the COVID, the people who are more susceptible to this are in this group right here. That doesn't fit the whole population of all these vaccines that they're trying to roll out to people. It doesn't make any sense, right? It's a whole bunch of money and resources and time wasted, right, on some nonsense, man. That's totally contradicting everything that they say. But you guys already know what's up with that. They've been contradicting themselves about this BS the whole time. Let's move on to something more fun, man, like some space stuff, man. NASA extracts breathable oxygen from thin Martian air, right? All right, on, man. Hey, man, get your reservation. We're gonna be living in domes on Mars, man, like in no time. All right, so okay, well, I mean, that's cool. They're able to find a way to extract some oxygen. I mean, I don't think you can just live off oxygen alone, though, man. You got to have some other compounds in the air, don't you? Like, I don't know, like what they got, some nitrogen, some neon, some helium. There's some other stuff that you got to have in there. But I mean, I guess maybe oxygen for maybe for return flight. They're trying to make some return flight. But you got to be able to make some other stuff, and that don't mean that and you got pressure differences and all that sort of stuff, and lots of dynamics that we're gonna have to be dealing with. Which means that, I mean, on Mars, as long as you're willing to live in a bubble or live in a dome or something like that, and I guess that's what they're trying to gear people up for anyway. They want everybody to stay quarantined and inside and live in this bubble while we're here on Earth. Heck, we might as well be on Mars, living in a bubble or living in a dome or something like that. Where everything is artificial. I guess they're gonna have you're gonna have this artificially supplied air, and I don't know what they're gonna do about gravity. There's gonna have to be some artificial. Everything's being geared towards artificial stuff anyway. We got artificial meat and artificial dudes posing as women with artificial boobs, and it's like, so. I guess being isolated. We're going to be isolated out in space, living in bubbles, breathing, our manufactured air, and eating, dry good foods or freeze dried food and all that sort of stuff. I don't know, but I guess that's what they're getting everybody good. And don't get me wrong, y'all, because I don't. Space travel is something that's very intriguing to me. Being able to visit other planets. Sure, man, I'm a sci-fi nerd. I love all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, this ain't just going to be sci-fi, man. This is becoming science fact. We're able to make pilgrimages, to these planets, and that's cool and everything. But the sad part of it is, though, is the people seeking fulfillment in these things. Like it's like they act like their salvation is in it. It's weird, man, because like, say for instance, Mars. People are looking at Mars like it's gonna be the salvation, like the Earth is gonna die, and to save ourselves, we have to go to Mars, as if the salvation is in Mars. Mars, of course, you guys know, is named after the Roman god of war, also in the Greek known as Ares. So basically, they see the planet Mars named after a god. That's what they see Mars as. Mars is a god to them, and they see their salvation in Mars. Right? Weird, right? They don't understand the spiritual implications of these things. So in seeing their salvation in Mars, they have taken for granted the salvation of God himself, the salvation of Christ, right? So, but Mars is the thing that's going to save them. Going to Mars, this planet named after the god of war. And it's funny, and I think that's also the irony, y'all. You guys heard me talk about this before, man. The irony is that these people think that they're going to go to this planet and they're going to start a whole new peaceful existence. It's going to be peaceful, and it's going to be a utopia, and everybody's going to be all in love and all that sort of stuff, while they occupy a planet named after the god of war. Let that sink in. Okay. All right, let's see. What do we got here? We got Bloomberg opinion editor says absence of American jobs is a good thing. Okay, what is that? Gongloff? Is that who said that? Okay, man. Yeah, I totally agree. If we mean the absence of your job, it's like, man, take your job and go someplace else. And yes, I would totally agree that you would be doing America a huge favor. So won't you go ahead and do that? Put your money where your mouth is and ease on down the road. So he says, what do we got here? What's he saying? That giving their home countries some money from out of his wallet. He's talking about Biden, right? Biden is going to be this generous person who's going to be, I guess, doing this foreign aid or whichever funding to these other countries to help them out. And he's doing it out of the kindness of his own wallet. Wait a minute, hold on, man. Biden's wallet is filled with taxpayer money, and a lot of us didn't sign on for that. And if you don't want to believe that that money that's in Biden's wallet that he's being so generous with isn't from the American people, then I guess you're just gonna have to admit that that wallet comes from China and comes from Russia. Yeah. So you know, it is what it is. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much. Just wanted to go ahead and give a semi-daily dose. We'll just call it a dose. I don't know if I'll do it daily. I'll try to do it daily. You know. But it'll be the daily dose from TZL Unprescripted, and I'm going to try to get the Zoloft back to you guys, man. It's not as easy as it seems, but I want to get that back to you, you know, better than ever. But in the meantime, I will be keeping you guys updated with this stuff, you know, my observations on this stuff that's going on in the news, man. And make sure you share, right? Don't be stingy, man. Share these videos. And I know it's difficult because a lot of people, when you share them, people don't see them because my stuff is shadow banned. But share it anyway. Share anyway. Make sure you leave a comment, you know, just to show some engagement and stuff like that. You know, YouTube is trying to keep me hidden, so don't make it easy for them, all right? So make sure you leave a comment in there. Just say, hey, what's up, Rizzo, or something like that. I really appreciate it. Make sure you go to the website, bronzeserpentmedia.com. If you guys want to, you know, hit the tip jar, really appreciate it. I'll drop a little something in the guitar case, just to, you know, because the message is free, delivering it's not. And I want to be able to keep paying my rent. So you know, get that going. Make sure you check out the merchandise. You guys, if you really dig the, I know a lot of y'all say, I miss Zonation. I can't do Zonation anymore. I'm not at PJTV anymore. PJTV shut down, but I've continued with the Zoloft. It's the same thing, right? Just a different name. I kind of like the Zoloft better anyway. So you guys can get the mugs. Make sure that you have your mug full of head right as you tune into the show. You know, I mean, it's not a good, it might not be a good thing because sometimes I might say some stuff that makes you, you know, make your coffee, you know, shoot out your nose. I don't mean to do it. Yeah, I do kind of too, man. You know, anyway. Get you a mug. The Zoloft. Sip in style. It's sexy. All right, y'all. Blessings. We'll talk again soon.